Yar.
Yarg. Hello, and welcome back to
The room that we created.
That one was soft. It was soft, and we're gonna pop open the bubs.
No
No peaks!
Oh my God.
Cheers.
Cheers,
baby, on the
cheers.
mugs.
Oh my God, cheers, mom, for the mug.
We got cherry blossom tonight on the LaCroix, which is one of my favorite
Oh my God,
flavors.
this is phenomenal.
Yeah, isn't it good?
This is my first time having cherry blossom LaCroix.
One of my favorites.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, is it so good?
It's like, it's got this almost nutty quality to it. It's got this nutness.
Yeah, like almost like a sunflower seed.
Oh. So, today, we wanted to talk about, this is going to be part one of a two-part episode, right?
Yeah.
We had done the Film Bros episode, which was received really well by our, our very tiny fan base.
We actually, before we get started, we've passed the 100 sub mark. This is our 100 subscriber special.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, thank you all. Thank you to mainly the recovering JWs.
Oh my God, yeah. That was something I wanted to talk about.
Literally,
briefly.
what in the...
Yeah, what in the hell? Thank God. Jesus Christ. You know?
Jesus.
No, the XJWs saw our video. It got passed around the apostate community, and it got 3,000 views. And
Almost 4.
Almost 4,000, yeah. And some very lively, emphatic comments that were just an absolute joy to read through and respond to, because it just felt like... I'd done something good by telling the story we told on the podcast. And if you're going to clip this, you know, just as another little nugget for us to say thank you for watching, and watch a little bit more. If you're an apostate, if you're another disfellowship person like myself, it gets better. And if you want to see where you might end up, keep watching this podcast, because this is what happened to me after I got disfellowshipped, and I'm doing pretty damn well.
Yeah, don't let it scare you. Just let it happen. Yeah. Yeah, thank you all so much. Yeah, just surrender. To tell you the truth, you just need to surrender to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know we incidentally are celebrating this 100 subscriber special by trying this new flavor of LaCroix. The cherry blossom.
Yeah, Chinese New Year.
And I gotta say, I can't get over the nut quality to this one.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You don't taste any almond?
No.
I'll be licking my chops of this almond.
Nope. Doesn't taste. It feels like somebody. It feels like if Jackie Chan applied a large amount of lotion to his skin and then squeezed the excess moisture out into a can.
What?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's good.
So the two-part of this episode, we did the Film Bros, which was relatively well received. We wanted to make an episode talking about, you know, that the point of that one was the films that had shaped us, and then we wanted to do one of the albums that have shaped us. We cannot create a list of just 5 albums for each of us. That would be too...
Which we did for films, which I just rewatched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and that needs to be up there for me again, because I fucking love that movie.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
But, so we're going to comprise a list of 10, our top 10 favorite albums, because it's just Xing 5 of them, you know, just doesn't seem right, because music is so goddamn important to us.
What's my favorite film? Oh, see, that's such a hard question, because, you know, you got one for the seasons. I mean, 100 years of rich cinematography.
You're starting to sound like a certain someone we know. Aspiring filmmaker.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Anyway, so in this episode, before we get to the 10 lists, we just wanted to give a little bit of a preamble to that episode. In part 2, you'll see our top 10 favorite albums, each of us, and we'll just bang out the list.
Yeah, we're gonna bang the shit out of it.
But Zach, good Lord, Zach, what was the first...
You can't see it, but I'm kind of terrified. The look on my face is a bit estranged.
What was your first encounter with live music that made you like really be like, I want to do that?
I don't have one.
Really?
Yeah, no. No, that's not how it happened for me.
That's interesting.
Well, because my whole life,
Well, it's like you always knew you wanted to be a performer, but not like
no. So actually, let me tell this story. You heard it here first. My dad is a musician, and so, whenever he was playing shows, I would show up, to the ones that I showed up at. If he was like on a tour, I'd be at the house, and if he came to like Phoenix, sometimes we'd go to different places.
Yeah,
Mexico.
Massachusetts.
Never.
You never ever went to Boston.
No.
Oh.
No, never went to Massachusetts. Never been. Never went to the Boston QZ. And I would always get asked by like everybody who knows my dad, backstage. It's like, oh, he's like 11. Does he do any music? And I'd be like, nope, I fucking hate it. I will never do music. I have no musical talent whatsoever. I'm not going to do music. And I'm actually going to do computer coding.
Oh, wow.
And they'd be like, that's valid. And then I got into high school and became this little punky shit who was like weirdly on the basketball team. It was weird. I wanted to play basketball.
Oh, yeah.
But I slowly got into the emo clique. At the time, my favorite fucking band was Green Day. And I was in a room with someone, and they were playing an instrument, and I didn't really want to feel left out. I was like, I had FOMO, I guess, or something. And I went into the room and I picked up a guitar, and I was like, fuck it, I'll do something for an hour. I looked up a Marty music video on how to play something, and I also watched a Bo Burnham video that was like how to play guitar to get chicks. That was a skit.
Yeah.
And I thought that was funny. And the person I was in the room with left, and I stayed in for another like 5 hours learning like Wonderwall or something, and eventually I kind of just started playing it in the background. I learned like Wonderwall, Time of Your Life, Hotel California. I'd go out and I'd be like, hey mom, I'm gonna learn this song, and she'd be like, it's kind of hard to do that shit, and I'd go in and I'd come out and I'd fucking play it. I was able to fucking play it. And so I remember one day, it was not my guitar, it was my dad's guitar, and it broke the high E string, and there were no replacement strings, right? So I had to either pick one up or wait to get one. And that period of time where I couldn't play, like every day I'd get home and it would burn, and it would burn and burn and burn, and I needed to fucking play it, and I couldn't. And that's when I realized that it was more than just a hobby.
Yeah.
If I had this much of an itch to play it, and then I just played 6 hours a day basically for a long time, and it became, the rest is that. And I just slowly developed where I am now. The mic is in front of your face on the camera. You might want to move it to the side again.
Yeah. Move it like this a little bit.
Huh? Yeah, much better.
Yeah, that's interesting because like it's almost like you stumbled into it.
Yeah, I despised it. I repelled against it because it was what my dad did.
Right.
And they never tried to push me into it or anything. I just didn't want to follow in those footsteps.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like my parents. And most kids don't. I wasn't the like take over the family business type. I'm still not. It just so happened that I really enjoyed it when I found it on my own.
Yeah. I wasn't raised with musicians. Like my dad was a music lover, like a music nerd, especially a metal nerd.
Yeah, your dad was actually Anthony Fantano.
Yeah, so my father is Anthony Fantano, and his name was Tony. Actually, it's really funny.
You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, no, of course. But no, he was the internet's busiest music nerd. He was.
I need to post a fucking picture of Fantano over that.
No, but my dad was a music nerd, like specifically a metal nerd, and he knew like absurd amounts of trivia and just crazy, unbelievable, deep lore knowledge of bullshit. And my older brother got into guitar playing. My older brother's a guitar player, and he's a phenomenal guitar player. He started learning when he was like 11. He just kind of we both started taking guitar lessons when he was 11 because he wanted it, and I was like, I want to do it too. I want to do it too, And so I didn't like it though. I was like, ah, fuck it. I want a drum set,
Mm-hmm.
And I got a drum set when I was 11, and by this point, my older brother, is about 13. And we just started writing the shittiest songs known to man together in a little band we called Grey Village when we were Jehovah's Witnesses with our Jehovah's Witness friend. And
It's like that episode of South Park where they become a Christian rock band.
yeah, literally. And but I was also attempting to learn Dream Theater songs on drums, which I wasn't capable of doing, obviously. I'm still not.
Few people are capable of doing that. Also, real quick, I want to excuse the sniffles. We're both getting over.
Yeah, we're
sick.
both recovering from a sickness. But
yeah.
So, but I remember I was
we're down with
around music with my brother, and I was performing with my brother a lot, and I was a drummer, and I loved drums, and I'd play drums by myself. I would play little percussion for folk festivals with my brother, and we did shit like that. But it wasn't till I had been disfellowshipped that it really clicked in my brain that I was like, I can make my own music. And I had written a shitload of poetry, that I would just basically, I didn't know how chords work. I didn't know anything. All I knew was rhythm. I just knew drums, And so when I wanted to write, I would literally write a song and then go to my brother and sing him the song. Just be like, what is this song? And he goes, okay. And he'll listen to my voice and just try to make the chords for it. And then be like, okay, this is the song. This is how you play the song. So I would write a song just in my head, and then my older brother Polly would show me the song I wrote, basically.
Yeah, that's very fucking interesting.
Yeah, because I didn't know how music worked, but I wanted to write songs. And it wasn't until I got disfellowshipped, and then I was like, oh, I can make my own fucking music, And then I remember around this time, my brother got really into emo and Midwest emo, specifically bands like Citizen and Sorority Noise and Brand New and that kind of scene of music. And those guys did shows in what did you transversal
Siberian Orchestra?
No. The fucking how did you describe this location in the Maynard language? Transversal Southern Maynardville.
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember. We got to get a road map and write it down.
Yeah. But anyway, they did concerts in a neighboring city. Bands like this would come to, and it was like $20 for tickets. And so I started going and went to my first mosh pit, and I fell in love with that style. And that's the style I write in, really. It's decorated with a bunch of different instrumentation. I use a lot of electronics and shit like that, but that's the style I write in, along with my favorite band of all time being Counting Crows. So there's a lot of angst, that appeals to me in live music. But I remember seeing the band Citizen play, and the band Sorority Noise had opened for them, and there was a song that Sorority Noise had played, and I turned, and everyone was kind of swaying like this, and it was kind of a break. And they have an album called You're Not As Blank As You Think, and that album's fucked up. It's devastating. It's psych ward core, it's so sad.
Yeah, it's gripping.
Yeah, it's gripping. And they were playing songs off of that album, and so everyone's just feeling it. And I turn around and there was this guy sobbing in the pit. He's just crying, and you could tell
that should be an album cover.
It was literally it was a quintessential average emo enjoyer moment, and I turned around and I'm like, oh, you can tell this guy lost someone, and this song is because that's what the song was kind of about, and that's what that whole album was about, grief and loss. But I turned around and I just kind of I put my arm over him like this, and then he just put his arm around me, and we just both started screaming the song together, and then the pit opened up and the song really got into its heavy part, and we all started moshing, and then in my brain I was like, I have to get people to do that.
That's why I'll never go to a mainstream pop concert.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Because it's you don't get that.
It's the exact antithesis of moments like that.
You know, I mean, there are like there's mainstream pop is a vast category. Like I plan on going seeing John Mayer in Phoenix.
Yeah. Well,
But
there are artists that sell out arenas that still
uh,
maintain like have
yeah, like
intimacy
Paul
in their
McCartney's like
music.
an elderly community of cool people. So
Hmm.
it's funny that you say that you didn't know how chords work because I wrote my first 5 to 10 songs, and I was a guitar player for I want to say a few years before I even attempted to write a song.
Right.
You know, and probably like 2 years ish, about maybe give or take, and I wrote my first 5 or 10 songs like full and in part before I knew the notes on the keyboard,
Hmm.
and I wrote them all on piano.
Oh, gotcha.
So I didn't know what notes I was playing. I just knew that they sounded good. Like I didn't even know the notes, and I was making songs that like I wrote only Human.
Right.
I didn't know the notes on the keyboard. And
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't start playing after I had that moment where I was like, I need to fucking I need to make people do that, like move around and mosh and like the script. It's like religious, I want to be a part of that. Then is when I started playing piano, really.
Yeah.
And I got this like shitty Casio keyboard that someone in like my fucking church gave to me or something,
Yeah.
and I would just dick around on it like when I was 15 and just make these shitty instrumentals. And they were like, also this was around the time where vaporwave was the thing, so that's how I started producing music. The first thing I ever really tried to make was along the lines of vaporwave. I would take samples, I would stretch them the fuck out. I did like old songs and like clips of just the vocals from Green Day songs, like vocal stems, stretch them out, sample it, and I would just throw beats on it in GarageBand and shit like that. I made vaporwave, and because I loved it, I just thought it was so creative and pretty. And like somehow the bridge between that and my emo shit and like that like high octane like brutal human music is kind of where I exist in my taste, is between that and fucking vaporwave. So dream pop is a nice thing in between those two that I really enjoy that genre.
I'm getting the insight as to where that all kind of started.
Yeah.
You know, I was when I first started out, I played like a lot of acoustic songs. You know, I was a party guitar player basically, but not really. Like I took it seriously, but like I knew, like Wonderwall kind of shit. You know, and my dad got me a guitar for Christmas. That one actually right over there. I named her Ellie. It's my first ever guitar, and he got me it because it is a jumbo with the heaviest strings that you can get on an acoustic, and those I still have like basically original strings on it. I've only changed them like once or twice, and they play like shit and it's fucked. It's bad, but I used it on Growing Pains actually. But he bought me that because he was like, I'm gonna weed this kid out. He was like, his fingers are gonna hurt so fucking bad. Like if he's not serious about this, he's gonna quit in like 2 days.
Huh.
His shit, and my shit bled, and I loved every second of it. And people ask me, I play with fucking heavy ass strings because of that. Like I got toughened
crazy
up at the start. So and I got into Stevie Ray Vaughan. So I use if anybody's interested, which probably not at this point, but I use like Ernie Ball beefy slinkies, the 11 to 56, but I take the 11 off and I replace it with a 13. So it's like my E string is a standard 10-pack B string.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's like I've like take the standard like 10s and like up them all like a string. Like
damn.
Like my D string's like an A string kind of thing.
What does that do for you, like timbrely?
It makes my guitar never go out of tune because I also have it set up in the back with a claw system like Jeff Beck.
Right.
And I with the springs, I have the intervals perfectly tuned out. Yeah, rest in peace, Jeff. Jesus Christ, one of my heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And and it sounds thicker and it sounds warmer and it sounds better. Like
that's fucking cool.
And it feels good in my hand. And I played like that for a long time, and my dad was like, "All right, like here's what you need to listen to. There's a Clapton Unplugged album that you need to listen to." Oh my
god.
Yeah, and you know all this, but you don't know it.
Yeah.
You just know I like this album, but this album shaped me forever. It's the first album I ever listened to, the first solos I ever learned, and it's a great fucking, and I recommend it for every musician to go and listen to and study because it's brilliant. And after that, I slowly evolved into Hendrix and Zeppelin and all that. And I wanted an electric guitar. So I'm backstage at a Boston concert in Phoenix,
Boasted.
and
Boasted.
I'm talking, and my dad is the drummer of Boston. That's why I'm backstage. And I'm just with my dad, and he knows I need this guitar. And so he's kind of put word in with Tom's guitar tech, right? And this dude has a million guitars, and he's always selling. And he's like, I got this like Japanese Strat, like I'll give it to you for $400.
Oh my God.
And it's worth a lot.
Yeah, Jesus.
And he's like, I'll give it to you for 400. And I was like, deal. And so the first time I ever played, I think an electric guitar, or at least this electric guitar. I think I played him in the band room or something in high school. I don't know which came first, chicken or the egg, but first time I played this guitar, Lucy, to my left here, when Tom wasn't looking, I plugged in through his rig and played on a stage by myself through that loud ass giant fucking rig to a stadium full of empty seats.
Oh, that's so cool.
Looking out onto an ocean of empty seats, and that is when I felt like I had a destiny to do. And it was shit. It was like Smells Like Teen Spirit that I played through it. It was so disrespectful. It was because that's all I knew. And
That's fucking amazing though. That's a good story.
yeah, it's a great fucking story. And that's my beginnings really. And I doubt anyone I doubt anyone's really gonna get back to it. I would say I don't know if I want Tom to know about this, but who the fuck is watching?
No, that's fucking damn. That's a good one.
It'll come out one day. But
Yeah, I was like,
first.
the fucking. I can't remember, like the first time I did a performance was I had no real. There was someone who had this Battle of the Bands thing that they had. Okay. There was a local school, and there was a person who I had seen in passing a couple times who went to another local high school different than my own, and he had this end of the year like senior project to put together a fundraiser event. That's what he had to do. Choose a charity and put together a fundraiser event. And he decided to do a Battle of the Bands because he was in a band. And he messaged me. He was like, hey, aren't you a musician? Like, don't you have a band? I hadn't released music. I hadn't done anything. All I had done was like, oh no, I had released a couple of shitty Vaporwave mixtapes on Bandcamp.
Oh,
and posted about it, but I didn't even have my own band's Instagram. I just posted about it on my own. I make music. Here's this thing. I was handing out CDs to people of these shitty things in middle school, and he had known about me doing this, and didn't really care to listen to it, I don't think, because he asked me, do you want to play at the Battle of the Bands? I'm like, Battle of the Bands? Yes, I'll do it. It's like
that episode of Regular Show.
Yeah. It's like I make Vaporwave, and I'm going to play at the Battle of the Bands. And so basically I went to and I wrote my own songs too, but like I was like, okay, well, I want to reshape this. So I went to my older brother and I was like, hey, look, we got a Battle of the Bands gig. He's like, what? And neither of us had performed like that.
We don't know how to play our fucking instruments, John.
Exactly. All I had done was fucking just the folk shows, just with my brother, just playing drums, And so what we ended up doing was taking the instrumental of the track that we wanted to play, and just deleting the instruments that we would play live out of the track, and then rigging it up and playing a backtrack, and then playing piano, synth, vocals, guitar, and other vocals over the track. And it sounded fucking awesome. We're like, okay, we're going to do it. So we did 2 originals and a cover of Last Living Souls by Gorillaz at this Battle of the Bands. And we won.
What?
We won the Battle of the Bands. And and they gave us this shitty plastic trophy. All the proceeds went to this like
to Merkin.
All the proceeds went to Maynard. No, it went to this like it went to a battered women's shelter, basically.
Oh, okay.
Like one of those, and it was a nice thing. And as I holding that trophy, I was like, I could do better. Because like this plastic trophy, I was like, this is the beginning. I could do better. We could get weirder and weirder with this shit. And I started writing more, and we ended up booking out this local gym and doing these shows, and like at first we got like 10 people and it was just our friends, and it was like $5 cover charge. We sold snacks, you know. My mom worked for the school, and so we booked out one of the old school's gyms,
Right.
you know, and just did this show from scratch. My dad ran security, you know, so he would just be standing at the door. You know, and this is right around when we all left the church too. So like, Dad was curious to see like what we were gonna do, and I wore like full. It was before I was out, you know, so I was wearing like drag makeup to these shows, and and that's when I started to really develop my flavor of music, which is like this fucking.
And that escalated really quickly. It wasn't long after that when you wrote Schism.
It was long after that I shaved my head bald.
It wasn't long after that you wrote, Schism.
Yeah. No, I remember like.
How did you come up with that bass intro?
It was
in
easy.
the Fibonacci spiral, switching between the 987 time signatures, which were the last digits of the Fibonacci sequence.
No, when I wrote Lateralis by Tool, I basically just closed my eyes and like allowed it to write me. And
that's stupid.
Yeah, you're telling me. See that? No, but
where were we?
What if you had to describe your music taste to somebody, what would it be?
Go fuck yourself.
That's a decent one. It's a decent description.
Look at me.
Yeah. That's another good one.
I could describe it in sounds. Maybe.
I could definitely describe it in scents. Like smells. I could do it in smells.
Smells?
Yeah, pine.
Okay, demonstrate. Oh, okay. You're going to say the smells. I thought you were going to create the smells.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me try to create a pine smell right now. Nah. But, so I would do like pine, gasoline, cotton candy, and a parking garage.
Yeah. Dude, that's good.
And flowers and like sunflowers.
What am I? I'm like citrus, black erasers. Yeah. Oh man, that's hard for me to recall smells that I would associate with my taste in music. Oh, virginity. Well, I thought, what does Radiohead smell like? And I just,
virgin.
I just naturally went.
The smell of virginity.
I reek of virginity. And
I guess I think my music taste smells like just slut
and sludge. I also smell like that whatever drink. It smells like whatever drink that they drink in fucking Futurama. The Squirm. It smells like Squirm.
It smells like Squirm. No, mine smells like fucking teens. My music taste smells
like Teen Spirit.
Mine smells like the Chug Jug from Fortnite. Fortnite Battle Pass.
I'm gonna believe that.
I just shit out my ass. You know what?
It smells like rain.
Some of these might make it onto our top 10 albums of all time, but I wanted to talk about albums. I was talking about this briefly with a friend of mine the other day about albums that are like cultural icons that actually deserve it. You know? And I think Nevermind by Nirvana is one of them.
I disagree.
You think it's overhyped?
I think it is not their best album.
What is, in your opinion, Bleach?
Bleach is my favorite, maybe. No, it's not even my fucking favorite. I don't know. I feel like Incesticide is maybe arguably the best album.
But like that's not the album that like broke everything.
Or In Utero is probably even better than that.
But do you think that
like
Nevermind is correctly rated as being
like
as influential as people say it is? And
it was their most influential album. It's their biggest album, but like I think people treat it like it's their best album.
Oh, okay. But what I was saying though is like the phenomenon of like albums that you don't even have to have heard it once. You know what it looks like, the album cover, and
like Michael
you've seen
Jackson's Thriller.
Yeah, like shit like that. Albums that actually warrant it.
Just Thriller
are
warrants
that good.
shit. Like,
Yeah, I agree. Michael Jackson's Thriller is one of them.
Boston's debut album.
Boston's debut album is fucking amazing. That gives me more than a feeling.
Yeah, man, fuck.
Dark Side of the Moon is one of them.
Yeah.
You know what is not? An album that doesn't fucking deserve it. Master of Puppets.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I will ride on to that. Give me a reason.
I think it's.
I don't know if I don't really recall that. I haven't listened to that in so long.
I think Metallica is a bit juvenile, and I think
they're so fucking good.
Well, okay.
Like, listen, like currently, like the way they evolved, they like always got better. They always just kept getting fucking better.
The Black Album is one of the best albums. Period. I love Metallica's Black Album.
I'm not a Metallica head, so I haven't really dived into their discography totally, but from like, I've heard like bits from each album, and it all gets fucking better.
Yeah, the Black Album's fucking phenomenal. Ride the Lightning's phenomenal. I just think, like, I don't know. We talked about this a little bit with Asa, actually, on the podcast, about metal music for me is very... there's always some twist to it when I listen to metal. Like, I don't listen to any main, like, Godfather genres of metal. Yeah, I always listen to some weird metal. Like, that's what really appeals to me. And, like, Metallica just doesn't have an edge that excites me. I can only listen to... I can't...
Yeah.
Very rarely will I ever put on Metallica. You know what I mean?
Fucking, what's the story? Morning Glory deserves it.
By who?
Oasis.
Oh, I've listened to zero Oasis in my life.
Oh, that's like one of the best bands ever. And you know what? I watched Matti Healy talking today about Oasis and how he wishes they just get fucking back together because it's just this fucking quarrel between Noel and Liam fucking Gallagher. Who are fucking in a tiddly fuck shinks with each other. I don't know what the fuck he said, but they're pissed at each other and they act like immature about it. And he was like, nobody goes to a fucking Gallagher's Flying Birds concert and would not rather be listening to Oasis. Like, you know what? Definitely maybe it's really good, but this High Flying Birds is fine. Like, I like it a lot, but like...
That's funny.
Oasis, like... makes me feel more than I think like most bands ever have.
That's crazy.
Like Oasis is one of the bands that I feel the most listening to.
See, that's how I feel about Counting Crows, and people look at me like I'm crazy when I tell them.
No, you're not at all.
Like they're so
fucking amazing,
fucking underrated when it comes to that aspect of music.
Oasis like was not underrated. They were like the biggest band of all time for a long time, and they're still one of the best. But like they fucking were just cocky pricks,
Cocky. I
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yes.
Do you listen to Tyler the Creator at all?
Not enough.
Okay, I was gonna ask you because I have an interesting like what you would think his best album is.
Oh, Cherry Bomb.
No shit.
That I've heard Cherry Bomb. I fucking love Cherry Bomb.
That makes sense.
I don't know. There's something about it that's just so fucking real. Like it's so nasty and so like, but not overdoing it. It's like, this is going to be sacrilegious, maybe not anymore to say, but I think Cherry Bomb is like what Yeezus was, the same thing that Yeezus did, but a little bit less phoning it in. Like Cherry Bomb seemed like really genuine.
I will fucking hand that to you because that is a fucking Chad take.
Okay, good. Cool.
That is a fucking Chad take. And you
Even
know what?
more so in light of
I will
Kanye's
say that
downfall.
Flower Boy literally saved my life.
That's amazing.
Literally saved it. But I also, that album was so big. Like I listened to it like every second of the day, and I saved my life, for a year. And after that, Igor came out, and I was like, I didn't like it. I fucking love Igor now. It is so fucking. Oh my god. If you haven't heard Igor all the way through, it's fucking phenomenal. You would fucking piss your jorts if you heard the production.
Yeah, I haven't heard it all the way through.
With a keen ear. Like,
well, I the keys on it like already make me come. So like I want to listen to that thing all the way through.
Tyler's sense of harmony is way more intricate than people give him credit for.
Kendrick
Call Me
fucking
by Your
Lamar.
Name was fucking in like, it's nuts. It's fucking jazz R&B shit going on.
I'm excited.
You know,
I'm excited to get into it.
it's good.
Kendrick Lamar's sense of harmony too, and just the people he decides to work with and like the soundscapes he creates, like blow me the fuck away. I think he's the greatest mind in hip hop right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like there was this, oh my god, To Pimp a Butterfly, I think deserves the hype as well. To Pimp a Butterfly is a fucking
Are
10.
you kidding me?
The jazz
Fucking hell.
textures on it, like, and choosing to make like it like this psychedelic jazz rap, situation with what it had to say specifically, and it was like borderline a story album. It was such a good backdrop to tell the stories and make all the statements it had to say. With like the timbre matched the message so well. And then like following it up. Like Damn to me was it was the same vibe, a little bit more streamlined, and a lot more introspective. It had less things to say than To Pimp a Butterfly. It still has a lot of statements on it, but like it was more self-reflective.
It's a feeling.
Yeah, it's a feeling. Damn. Just damn.
Darn.
With Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers that he just released, it felt like the same fucked up energy and explosion of creativity as To Pimp a Butterfly, but now it had that like classical edge over the jazz edge. It felt like a fucking, I don't know. I would love to see that album performed to the fucking
The
orchestra.
Heart.
Oh, The Heart, unbelievable. The Heart's unbelievable.
Can't beat that. Can't beat that shit.
No. We cry together.
I'm trying to find. I was gonna like rapid fire some albums and give you and see if you think they're accurately rated, overrated, or underrated.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna scroll and fucking land. Pet Sounds.
Overrated.
By the Beach Boys. Overrated.
Overrated in my IMO.
Accurately rated.
Okay.
Billie Eilish's debut EP, Don't Smile at Me.
Underrated.
Underrated. Yeah. Do you know who Billy Martin is?
No.
Okay, never mind. The Stranger, Billy Joel.
Oh, underrated.
Accurately rated.
Okay.
Accurately rated. Because people like that's a huge.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
The End, the Black Eyed Peas.
Underrated. Underrated. I hate to say it. Black Eyed Peas, like they have this flavor. Like if you don't like it, you don't like it. But everyone must admit that it's done well.
Enema of the State, Blink 182.
Accurately rated.
Overrated.
Really?
And I love Blink. For Emma Forever Ago.
Oh, underrated.
Always underrated.
Yeah, always underrated.
Fuck. Silk Sonic's new album.
For Emma, like fucking, that made me feel the same level of like psychedelic, like spiritual connection to music that anything in the dream pop electronica, it built the same kind of sonic world as some of the more involved genres of music that I listen to does, and it's just a fucking dude in a cabin.
I feel like people give it the credit it's due.
For Emma,
Yeah.
I think it's still underrated.
Okay.
Like I just don't hear it talked about enough.
What about the new Silk Sonic album?
I haven't heard it yet.
I would say accurate, but leaning towards overrated. What
Okay.
about have you heard Because the Internet, Childish Gambino?
Oh yeah, underrated.
Underrated. Yeah, I fucking agree with that. There's got to be some fucking
Awaken My Love is underrated too.
Around the for Deftones.
Oh, underrated.
Really?
Underrated.
You think people? I feel like people accurately rate that one. I feel like people like it.
Not on.
I feel like it's underappreciated, but it's not underrated.
Amongst fans. It's accurately rated. But I think in the broader scape of music, people don't appreciate Deftones in general very much. And Around the Fur did so much for fucking subgenres of music that they don't even get really tied to that much, like emo. Like now people are starting to really discover Deftones again. Like I see Deftones TikToks all the time now. But like people always talked about, like they've been described as nu metal mostly when they were around, because they were so weird that people didn't know what to call them, so they were nu metal. And then the shoegaze, but like they did so much for emo. Everyone I know who went to those emo shows, like that I was describing earlier, they all like Deftones too. Deftones just has this, like, in my opinion,
That's what I mean when I say I smell like virginity.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. But I think the only thing that really takes Deftones outside of being categorized as emo primarily is how polished they are and how like machine like their execution of their shit is.
Yeah, and it's like this raw and beautiful. It is like it is metal, but it's got that like emo edge of like you're drowning,
Yeah.
but it's not like typical fucking like alt scene emo. It's not like Warped Tour emo.
No.
It's like it's this beautiful Disturbia.
Yeah, it's not Warped Tour emo. It's because that is the line in emo between the two sides is like Warped Tour emo, metalcore. Getting into that, Asking Alexandria, Falling in Reverse type of emo, and then there's fucking not Midwest emo quite, but like people who like math rock, like the other type of emo where it's like Brand New, Citizen, Story So Far is kind of in there and like shit like that.
What about Californication, Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Overrated.
Over fucking rated. Thank you.
Fuck the Red Hot Chili
But
fuckers.
I said I really don't like the Chili Peppers. I don't think they're that good, and I was told that I just don't like the genre.
What is the genre?
That's what
California?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, well, I don't know. I just didn't like. I think the singer is not good.
Goddamn awful.
I
Flea and
think
Frusciante are some of the best
Flea
musicians
and
to walk the
Frusciante
goddamn
are
earth.
amazing.
But no, Anthony Kiedis ruins that goddamn band.
Man,
Sorry.
what about In Rainbows?
Oh, accurately rated.
I'll give it accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do a few more. Let's just do a few more. Stoney, Post Malone.
Underrated.
Accurately rated.
I fucking love Stoney.
I feel like everybody loves fucking Stoney.
I know, but like, I don't know.
Planet Pitbull.
Underrated always.
Underrated. Magic. Pink Floyd, The Division Bell.
Underrated. No one fucking talks about
No
the
one
Division
talks
Bell.
about Punisher, Phoebe Bridgers.
Accurately rated.
Accurately rated. Okay. Paul McCartney. Accurately rated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
Have you ever heard Donovan?
No.
Okay. The three artists that shaped me as a fucking human.
Mm-hmm.
Like Clapton, Donovan, and Clapton.
Yeah.
No, but Donovan is... oh my god. Oh, you just have to listen to this album.
Okay.
It's called Fairy Tales and Colors.
Okay.
It is like... He was like another Bob Dylan, but he's got it's a different edge. He's a much better singer. The songs are different. I mean, it's folk, and it's around the same time period. He wrote Season of the Witch. Must be the season of the witch, yeah. Must be the season of the witch. That was his big hit. But he has this acoustic album called Fairy Tales and Colors, and he has this song on it called Universal Soldier, and it's one of my favorite songs ever made, conceptualized, not just written. It's so fucking good. Oh, it's fucking good. And I just recommend everyone listen to that.
I'm excited for when we get into our actual list because I know there's going to be at least one or two of mine and one or two of yours that respectively the other person has not heard about even.
Do you think Megadeth is overrated or underrated?
I think they're a little overrated. I'm not a huge
Overrated,
Megadeth person.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
Well, I think if I had to pick three artists that shaped me the most, it would be Brand New, which is the post-hardcore emo band that I think their very sparing use of pads and electronics and just world building, sample work, feedback, just atmospheric production, I think really takes them over the edge of their contemporaries. Like they're like Taking Back Sunday, but a little bit more interesting. That's Brand New to me. Counting Crows, simply for the songwriting and the musicianship, and their like performance. Like they get it. Like that singer is so unhinged live. That it like borders on performance art.
And what is the order of these? Is there an order?
No, just the three. Counting Crows, Brand New, and the band Porcupine Tree, which is this prog rock band that gets very much into electronics in the later part of their discography, and their keys are just, I don't know, the frontman Steven Wilson's ear for atmosphere, and he, you can tell he's a music lover. Like he's a huge ABBA fan, and just to be like have that much respect for other genres of music, and then making progressive rock, it comes through, and it's also the only like prog rock band to me that feels just as honest and raw and human as anything in like regular rock or hardcore or anything like that. Because prog rock to me sometimes is too put together. Porcupine Tree has that like rawness that I really fucking love.
Yeah, white people made math rock because they have no rhythm.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah,
People who say that don't understand music.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
But oh fuck, let's do a little sidebar. About the root beer.
Oh yeah.
So I reached out to him because I want to get him on the podcast.
Oh god.
I haven't heard anything back, but I'm really waiting.
Oh, that'd be fucking awesome. Root beer. There was once a time in Maynardville lore where, coming out of high school, all the people that used to attend the shows that I did live, I made a group chat with them all in it. And then that group chat slowly started snowballing and growing to like friends of the people that were in my friend group. And you were in this group chat, Zach. At one point, you were in this group chat. It was around the end of 2020, I want to say, that there was a group chat about 45 people ended up in this fucking group chat.
Yeah, I was in that. I remember.
And Shoe Nice, the guy who eats candles and
like the guy, yeah,
Shoe Nice and eats decks of cards and like glass and shit like that on YouTube. Someone, as a joke, started adding celebrities into the group chat. Like celebrity accounts.
Oh, I remember this.
Someone added Jordan Peterson's verified
I remember
Instagram
this.
account
I
into the
remember
group
this.
chat. Hugh Jackman, random people into the group chat, and someone put in Shoe Nice. Shoe Nice actually fucking responded and started chatting in this group chat of maybe 50 teenagers from
I
Maynardville.
remember this. I fucking remember this.
And he would just be like, "What's up?" And I remember the chat just went, and just people started freaking out. And this chat was like so big that there were cliques within the chat. There's people you may have never met in this chat. There's people who you
what
don't
the fuck
like.
was it called? It's on the tip of my tongue.
It was called something anonymous, wasn't it?
No. Or it was a funny name. It was kind of offensive. Think the Andrew era.
Yeah, but it was called like something anonymous, like assholes anonymous or some bullshit like that.
I'll find it. I will find it. In my messages. But, that's fucking insane. That reminds me of the fucking Young Gravy thing.
The Young Gravy thing?
Yeah.
Tell the Young Gravy thing.
We've talked about this a million times.
Not on the podcast.
Okay. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I can't believe... No, I'm just stunned that we have never mentioned it on the podcast. That's fucking nuts.
So, back before Young Gravy became really big, I had a few friends in high school. We made a group chat called Gravy Memes V1 because we found Gravy, his like first album, and we thought it was really funny. It's just a joke. We were like, Gravy makes splash like Pippin. Yeah, I'm just bluffing.
Yeah.
Making with your mom in the kitchen, making blueberry muffins. And we'd say that shit to each other at the time. And, somebody added Gravy to the group. And, Gravy was still in college.
Mm-hmm.
And he started just chatting with us. And it became like a nearly everyday thing. We would just like talk with Gravy. We would send him memes. He'd like him. He'd be like, that shit's funny. He'd send stuff back. And I have like probably a million screenshots of all this stuff in my phone. But I remember when Gravy was going up to release his first merchandise drop, he was like, I bought like 200 hats, and he was going to sell them kind of thing, like on Custom Ink.
Oh my God.
And he comes to the group chat and he's like, guys, what color visor should I drop first? He gives us like 4 options that he has set up on Custom Link, and we all said, we were like, drop the black with the like purple neon that says gravy on the visor. Drop those ones. And he's like, okay. He drops those ones and he's like, here's the link. Like, you can have it a week early to buy shit if you want. And like, that was his first merch drop. And we fucking helped him pick it. And then not shortly after that, he just kind of started going and going up. And now he's going up even fucking more.
Yeah,
you know,
no, he was on Kimmel. He's on Fallon or something.
Yeah, he's on my level. He's on my level now.
Oh, I picked the shit out of that mic.
I don't care. It deserves it. God, no, damn it. No, he's like, it's insane sometimes because I'm like, this dude, this college fucker that I was talking with as a freshman in high school, I see him on the fucking, on the fucking, what is it? It's like, I saw it was a commercial like the Bachelorette, but for MILFs. And he was dressed like Hugh Hefner. And I'm like, this motherfucker.
That's
like,
insane.
It's so funny to me.
Yeah, that is pretty fucking
because
crazy.
Asa really thinks Young Gravy is attractive.
I don't get that.
And, well, not anymore, apparently, but did. And then I told her this, and she really freaked out.
That's so funny.
He's
not
really
he's
cool.
He's
His
handsome.
real name is Matthew.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that public knowledge?
I don't know. Look it up. See.
Let me look it up. You're just telling him the world his real name, and it's not. That would be funny. Hold on.
Yeah, I think it's Matthew.
Young Gravy.
I'm pretty sure it's Matthew. Yeah. What an episode that we're having today. What a room we're creating. This is definitely going to be a two-parter. This is like a prologue that we have to create.
Yeah, it's just a prologue to the list.
We have to make backstory.
Young Gravy. Jamie,
I really found it funny about the religion and spirituality episodes because we went into that like we're going to talk about our religions, and then the first hour just ended up being the JW story.
Yeah, and then ended up like having the clip that went fucking like 4,000.
Yeah, and it makes sense because that's a that's
a pre-existing.
I think
community.
I've been wanting to redo Jesus Ali, do some clips of it.
Nice. His name is Matthew.
It is?
Yeah, Matthew Raymond Horry. He's a handsome dude.
They got him looking funny lately for like his publicity.
Yeah, but he looking good though. He not bad. He got that clean.
Listen, you don't just bag Brandy Love and Martha Stewart, okay?
Yeah, no, that's true. Well, I mean, like Young Gravy. At what point is the gravy gets whisked?
The Gravy Train.
One of my favorite.
Young Gravy, overrated or underrated?
Accurately rated.
I think his new stuff's
serially.
overrated. Old stuff accurately rated.
Nobody takes him serially.
Some people do.
Some people do.
A lot of people do.
Some people are like, yeah, my favorite rapper is Young Gravy.
Yeah, fourth fucker.
Oh my god, you're so right. Oh my god, well, he literally looks like Young Gravy.
Well, we also talked about a joke we said was this motherfucker's favorite rapper was Young Gravy.
Wait, did we say that?
Yes. Put the clip in.
That's funny. I don't remember that.
We literally said it.
Yeah, you know who's a fucking criminally underrated rapper is Quasimodo. Have you heard
From The
Quasi?
Hunchback of Notre Dame?
No. No. Quasimodo was a rapper.
I've spent one day.
FKA Twigs. Accurately rated, underrated, or overrated?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know FKA Twigs?
Uh-uh.
Oh, she's amazing. She's a dream pop, kind of psychedelic pop artist.
Okay.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Why don't I do it for you? She sings that. It's her song.
Why didn't I do it for you? Didn't I do it for you? You know, I did the TikTok like movie thing where you pick movies.
Oh yeah.
Filter. Well, I got a strange ending.
I tried the. I saw your TikTok.
No, I haven't posted this. I got a strange ending.
What was?
Well, it was Ratatouille versus American History X.
That's so fucked up. Yeah, because how do you? I mean, which one did I enjoy more? Ratatouille, you know. But like, what's the better film? Ratatouille. But what has more to say? Ratatouille. I tried to do that fucking filter, and it kept giving me either two of the same movie would pop up.
Yeah, I
We'd be like, what do you like, Parasite or Parasite?
The good, the bad, and the ugly, or the good, the
yeah. Or then it would,
or the bad, the good, and the beautiful.
But then sometimes it would like pair me with like, okay, like Parasite versus Pulp Fiction, and then be like Pulp Fiction, and the next one it'll be like, okay, Parasite versus something else again. I'm like, but wait, why does that one get 2 shots? And you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a fucked filter. There's not enough
that's
movies
why you
in
got to redo it until you get it right. I showed you Jeff Buckley.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that changed my shit, dude. Mojo Pin by Jeff Buckley is one of the most creative songs I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I model some of my stuff after.
Great. His guitar
Letters for My
tone,
Sweetheart
too.
the Drunk. Really, really personal.
His production on Grace is unparalleled. It's so goddamn good.
What are your thoughts on Jacob Collier?
I don't enjoy his music.
Have you heard Jesse Volume 2?
No.
Then you need to listen to that.
Okay, I'll listen to that.
Because I get what you're saying about some of it's like, why, you know?
No, it's just like I want to fucking like it because I know it's cool and I know it's fucking difficult and I know it's cool. Interesting.
Well, listen, then, Jesse Volume 2 is not like that.
Okay.
It's a folk album.
Oh, okay.
And after my friend Angelo passed, I went to college and, you know, music college, and everybody shut the fuck up about Jacob Collier.
Right.
And so, you know, I naturally fell into it. And this album, this is going to be really personal. But there's a few songs on this that really meant a lot to me. Make Me Cry off of Jesse Volume 2, I think is one of the best songs ever written.
Okay.
It has to be one of the most amazing, beautiful pieces of art I've ever seen made. It's simple and it's complicated and the lyrics they could stand the test of time. And every single night this is again personal, I cried myself to sleep with my headphones in an unfamiliar scenario. I knew no one. I was grieving. I was in a room with a roommate that I just wasn't really gelling with. Mm-hmm. You know, I liked him. It's just we were different people, and so it was difficult for us to find common ground. And I was just alone and grieving. And this song, "Time to Rest Your Weary Head," I cried every night to it, and for a month. And it's a beautiful song, and I recommend.
Damn, I will listen to him.
Yeah, Jesse Volume 2 it's just special. Like I'm excited to see what he does after all the Jessies come out. All the Jessies. Yeah. There's Jesse Volume 1 through 4, and 4 is going to come out, and they're all different, like genre bending things. Like the first one was like jazz, and like you know, like imagine Jacob Collier like doing his best. I'm gonna write the most insane jazz music.
Yeah.
Like it's fucked.
Of course.
And groundbreaking. 2 like is Jesse Volume 2. It's like folk. Volume 3 is like electro and like funky and like also jazz, but it's got some like elements of Michael Jackson's Thriller on there. Okay. But yeah, I'm curious to see, as someone, I don't even think he's 30.
That's
like what he does after his first big project. You know, David Crosby, who just passed, rest in peace, said about Jacob Collier, and they spent time together. They, Jacob Collier showed him, I think, in the Bleak Midwinter, either that or his like Flintstones cover, which are like insane, like E half sharp, the classic fucking Collierisms.
Yeah, super mega hexafluoride.
And, oh my
scale.
God, what did David Crosby say about it? He said something like, oh God, he said that's like fucking something just because he. Hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, Jamie. I'm gonna pull this up because I thought this was so fucking funny. What the fuck did he say? I don't know. It was like he said something like that's like fucking something just because you can. But basically, like that's just he made a joke about like you're just doing this shit because you can. It's like showing off.
Yeah.
It's like It's insane, and you know what? He's got a fucking point. And Jacob Collier embraces
Yeah, from
it
what I
totally.
have heard of Jacob Collier, I did not enjoy, but I will listen to more. Especially after your review of Jesse too. That sounds like something I would never have thought Jacob Collier to be described as. So I'm really curious, because he's brilliant. He's brilliant, you know. Jazz is.
He said that's like a dog licking its balls just because it can.
That's good.
That's what
good.
he said. That's Jacob said that in his official Instagram post. after
Some of the
Crosby's
best
passing.
art is. Some of the best art in this world really is.
Yeah.
I feel like Death Grips can be described as that too.
I fucking hate Death Grips.
I know.
I really tried. Like I listened to like every song off of a few albums for as long as I could stand it. And you know, I kept thinking like, oh, maybe I just didn't like this one, maybe, and I kept getting into it. I found myself skipping every song because after 45 seconds to a minute and a half, it was just intolerable.
Yeah.
I was like, this is annoying me. And I sat there and I wanted to skip it, and I would sit for an extra minute.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like,
I
I'm done, and then I'd
love
skip
Death Grips.
it. And that happened with like every song for 2 albums, and I was like, I guess I just don't like it then.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like I really gave it its best shot.
Have you heard, wait, did you listen to Ex-Military at all?
Don't put me through more.
You might enjoy Ex-Military. I love Death Grips. I think they're so fucking creative, and they're just like, it has that same kind of violent catharsis.
There was
that
one
metal
song
gives
I
me,
liked
but
for
it's
like
just,
30 seconds. I remember that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for Death Grips. But I don't think there's a single Death Grips fan that would really vehemently defend them against someone with that opinion, because it's understandable. I think Jenny Death is
Is Ex-Military a song or an album?
album.
I don't even see it.
It's not on Spotify, so it might not be on Apple either. It's on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube.
No,
It's
I
their first
didn't-
album.
No, I didn't listen to that.
Very good. But well, I'm sure we'll talk more about Death Grips and our other musical likes and dislikes in the list
Yeah.
for part 2.
Part 2. Yeah, we're at an hour 1, so unless you got anything to say, we can wrap it up.
I know. I'm gonna construct my list in the next week.
I've been silently working on it.
Nice. Yeah, I've been tossing around it in my idea. I love lists. All autistic people do.
I guess I'm a fraud.
You don't like lists?
It fights the ADHD.
The
It never does anything. I literally just fucking, if it's important, I remember it.
No, like ranking things.
Oh, dude, scrum in my fucking
Yeah.
tunes, dude. Fucking my.
Yeah, you love lists.
I love lists.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Not like making a list of things to do. Like fucking, you know, ranking.
Well,
Lists, pie charts,
Fuck.
graphs.
fuck. I totally understand. I understand now. I like lists. Avid list enjoyer. And thank you for listening to this episode of The Room That We Created.
Bitch splash, gravy all over my cash. Young Steve Nash, pull up in a motherfucking splash. Splash like a fountain, splash. Come and get a.
Try to shut my balls off.